Okay, we will go ahead and get started here. Thank you for joining us. My name is Jamie Staten, and I'm the Family Engagement Specialist here at TRECA. And we're going to go over a few topics today. We are recording the session for those that want to go back and refer to it, or those that weren't able to attend. We will be posting this recording out today when we're done. If you are not speaking, you will want to mute your microphone. That way we don't get a bunch of static when the speakers are talking. And then we will have time for questions. So you can unmute your microphone then if you have a question, or you can use the chat, whichever you're more comfortable with. So what we're going to be talking about today is PBIS. What is it? How families can support PBIS at home, and then the PBIS reward store. And I will go ahead and turn it over to Mrs. Kearns at this time.
Hi, everyone. This is such a great turnout. I'm so excited. PBIS is a new initiative we have here at TRECA, and it's kind of like the fun stuff, right? It's not the reading and writing and arithmetic stuff. It's how to be your best, how to show up every day, and how to be your best. So what is PBIS? Well, here, let's click the next slide. It's an approach that schools are using to promote school safety and good behavior. So it's a tool we're going to use at TRECA to promote positive behavior outcomes in all of our environments. So, environments such as Brightspace, which is, our online platform. And we also use Google Meets, which is our virtual meet platform. And then we also have our outside activities like field trips, testing, and so on. So PBIS is something that is going to be, you'll see across all three of those environments. So as I said before, PBIS is a way that we're going to use to encourage positive behavior, and we're going to reward positive behavior as well. So we came up with a little acronym. It's called the Gator Way. Most of you know that, we're the navigators, and we have this little adorable gator everywhere, all of our stuff. So we came up with an acronym called the Gator Way, and GATOR will stand for the 5 different areas that we are going to really focus on with this positive behavior initiative. So the Gator Way is a set of expectations that successful students will use consistently. And your child is probably already doing many of these throughout their day. So if a teacher or staff member notices them demonstrating any of these things, they'll award points that at the end you can redeem for rewards. So, and I don't mean at the end, but after you stock up some, a good amount of points, your child might be able to redeem them for some really fun awards. The acronym GATOR, as I said before, will help you focus on the important areas of PBIS. And there's a letter, GATOR. Those are all the 5 different areas. So you can click it. So this is what those letters stand for. G is going to stand for have goals, and that category is exactly what it says. Have goals, set goals, reach your goals, work with your goals, etc. A is actively attend. We want the students to be present. We want them present in Brightspace. We want them present in their Google sessions that are scheduled. We want them present everywhere. On a daily basis, it's important to us that they attend whatever they've either signed up for or whatever they're working on. So that's the A. T is try your best, which I think we can hopefully say that about all of our students. They do a great job and they're always trying to do their best. So if something is assigned and they're struggling and they reach out to their teacher for extra help and meet, that would be, they'd be trying their best. They're trying to do their best work at all times. O represents the category be organized. I think we all know in life that is definitely something that we could use throughout our day. So having our goals and attending whatever we're supposed to do for the day and trying our best and being organized, hopefully you're starting to see a little bit of a pattern like, oh, these are great. These are things that we want them to do on a daily basis, not only at Trekka, but carried throughout their life. So be organized, have your notes, have, something to write with when you're meeting with your teacher. Make sure you have the meat if you're meeting with your teacher. Make sure you know what you're working on a daily basis. And then R is to reach out. And that's if you maybe need help on something, or you need to contact your teacher, or your laptop cord broke. You're going to reach out to the help desk. So this is something that you're not only going to see with your teachers, you're going to see it with your counselors. You are going to see this with your advisors. You are going to see it with our help desk staff. You are going to see this everywhere at Trekka Digital Academy. So those are the 5 categories. The 5 categories were created, and we have this massive matrix. And I'm going to have her click in a second to show it to you. We are not going to go over the whole thing. But the matrix is something that you will have access to shortly, and you can really dive into it and take a look at it as a parent. It's all the nitty gritty, like all the categories and what we're looking at, to be a little bit more specific. So as I said before, the 3 different environments: the classroom environment, which is Brightspace, our live session environment, which is Google Meet, and then our in-person events, which would be testing, field trips, anything in our regional offices. So those are our 3 environments. Let's click. You should be able to open up the matrix. So let's see. And again, is that where it took us? Okay, phew. I'm not going to go over all of this. This is something that you will have access to. But if you notice at the top of the matrix, you'll see all of the environments: classroom, live session, and in-person events. And then down the side, you'll see all the rows labeled with that acronym. So the goals: actively attending, trying their best, being organized, and reaching out. And this is something that you might want to have printed out. You might want to just keep reiterating this with your child. It's great. So just to kind of like grab a couple things out here. So I'm in the try your best classroom environment. Look at some of the bullets. I will be honest and submit my own work. That's an excellent thing for you to reinforce with your child. I will do my best work on every task. Again, something that you might want to reinforce with your child. Now I'm going to go down to the be organized, and I'm literally randomly picking some of these up. Be organized under the live sessions environment. The first thing says, I will be on time and prepared for each meet. Teachers love it when the kids come on time and they have something to write with, especially in high school when they're taking notes. When the teacher starts talking or giving examples or going over things, it's great if they show up with something to write the information down so they can go back and recheck that after the session's over. So this is the matrix, as I said before. You will want to take a look at this later. We will not go over the whole thing right now, but that's kind of like the meat and potatoes. That's where everything is housed. So you can click next tab. I just put it in here in case the link didn't work, but that's exactly the same thing. So that's it for me. On to Mrs. Search.
Hi, I'm Laura Search. I teach high school
biology teacher.
And I'm going to just talk to you about how you can support PBIS at home. So having goals. This one is challenging for some students, so it's really helpful if you talk to your kid and talk to them about setting goals and what that looks like. And it's going to be different from like a kindergartner to a high school kid, right? So even if you want to start small and set goals that aren't necessarily education, that's okay. You just want to kind of get them used to having a goal. What kind of steps do I need? And put a time frame with it, right? So, my kiddo, he loves Pokemon cards, right? And so he might have a goal to try to get a pack of Pokemon cards and save up for it. And so that's an awesome goal. And so, but he might need a little bit of help of saying, like, okay, how are you going to raise money for this? And what chores can you do? And what's a realistic, amount you can earn each week? And so you can start with setting kind of more fun goals. Our high school kids, those are going to look a lot different. They're probably starting to think towards things like graduation and careers. And so, how can you help your child be successful in achieving that goal? And so I think it's really helpful if you walk through it with them and show them, you need to break it down into small, manageable chunks, and also put a timeline on it for you to be accountable for those goals. Actively attend, make sure that they are logging in and working for 5 hours and 10 minutes a day. Talk to them about their assignments. Ask to see their grade book. What are you doing in these classes? How much work have you turned in? And the same with Google Meets. Did you have any Google Meets this week? What did you guys do in those how did you participate? And then finally, make sure you guys are attending all testing sessions, and then look at the field trip options. Are you interested in that field trip? Are you able to attend that field trip? There's just a lot of ways to actively attend at TRECA. And I just think conversations about, how are they attending and are they meeting those time requirements are the big ones. Try your best. Mrs. Kearns kind of already talked about some of these, but, ask your child to show the grade book, and check the comment sections. Can they go back and redo an assignment? And that kind of goes along with fostering a growth mindset attitude, right? I know some of the best things I have learned in my life were from making mistakes, my biggest learning, and it wasn't fun at the time, right? But, going back and then correcting things and learning from it, that's really huge. That's what we want all students to do. So foster that growth mindset. Okay, maybe you didn't get the grade you wanted on the assignment. What can we go and do to raise that grade? Where can we go back and, rewatch a video or engage in a lesson and then redo it? Okay, I think we switched to the next slide, but that's okay. Be organized. Go ahead and, each home is different, but set up a workspace for that child that's free from distractions and has everything they need. Do they need fidget toys or something to help them keep focused while they're, in a live session or watching videos? Make sure they have everything they need there, kind of like those paper and pencils that Mrs. Kern talked about. Help them set up a weekly schedule. This might be a little easier for younger students, but like our high school students, sometimes they work and they need more help figuring out how to fit in the 5 hours and 10 minutes a day. So help them set up a weekly schedule. I encourage everyone to use Google Calendar to keep track of meetings and assignment due dates. And then also check our PBIS rewards. It is where you'll be able to see, it's the program we use, where you'll be able to see what points students are earning and what rewards are available to them. And then our last one, reach out. I just strongly encourage you to have your students check their email daily for communications with the teachers, and then to reply to those emails. And the other thing to do is kind of talk to your students about what to do when they need help. I think it can be really challenging for students sometimes to reach out and say, hey, I do need help. But when they don't reach out, teachers don't necessarily know that they need that help. So just kind of talk to them and encourage them, it's easy to just send an email or a text when you need help, and just make sure that you're communicating your, needs, that you do need help, and don't just sit there, stuck somewhere. We're like, that's the whole reason we're here. We really do want to help your child be successful. So I'm sure as I went through those, you were probably thinking of a lot of other ways which you could support this at home as well, and that you're already kind of doing with your child. But those are kind of the big ones I wanted to hit upon. And then our PBIS reward store is coming soon. Your child will be able to log in through it through Clever. So when they go to Clever, they'll just see the PBIS reward store and the program, and they'll be able to see how many points they have, and then they'll be able to see rewards that are in our store and how many points they would need to purchase that item.
Okay, thank you for that. That wraps up our portion of the topics that we had today. Does anyone have any questions about what we had talked about so far today? Okay, we do have a survey for you to fill out. If anyone can grab the survey from the link there in the slideshow, I'll also be emailing it out to you to fill out as well. If you do not have any questions, that wraps up our session today. So thank you for joining us. We will be sending out the recording with the survey later today, and then just be watching Brightspace for our topics next month.
Can I just say one more thing before you click the survey? For the parents that are in here and the parents that might watch this on the recording, this is an excellent way for you as their learning partner to get more involved, if you even need to, with their schooling, and to really encourage excellent habits that can be used anywhere. I'm sure you could see throughout the whole presentation that these are items that, yes, we're going to look for here at Trekka. We're going to look for our students to be doing these, on a daily basis. But these habits, enforcing excellent habits, will just hopefully make them lifelong learners and really use these strategies as they grow, whether it's in a job or higher education or whatever it may be. So we're working really hard on this at Trekka, and we're really, really excited for the students to have access to it very shortly.
Okay. Well, thank you, and thank you for joining us, and you are free to go if you don't have any more questions.